Hello and welcome back to EV Platform. Blake and Derek here. Today we've got a very fancy Volvo for you. Derek, tell us a little bit more about it.
This is the Volvo C40, Volvo's first only electric vehicle. Whereas the XC40 you can get in hybrid, you can get a combustion, whereas this is going to only ever be made in a fully electric version, the BAV version. So today we're going to walk around it, take it out for a drive and give our opinion as to whether you should consider the Volvo C40. So this is the Volvo C40, and how will you know it different from other Volvos? First of all, the C40 with that coupe sloping roofline is only ever going to come in electric, but if you would see an XC40, you'll know the difference with the likes of this closed off grille. There is a bit of aero in underneath, large Volvo logo with your 360 camera, and there's a really good 360 camera on this. Parking sensors down the front, so it will only ever come in electric. Some of the colours, there's a green sage colour that is only ever electric, but the C40 specifically will only ever be an electric, unlike the XC40. So sometimes you'll see an XC40 with a grille. It's a nice glass black fog lights here. No active aero. You've got that Thor's hammer headlight, which is really nice. This sits on the 20-inch wheels, and these ones are Continentals 235 45 20s. Some of this grey, give it that SUV look. Down along the side, glass black wing mirror with that indicator, and these are retractable. You've got your glass black roof line, but it is a fully glass panoramic sunroof. B-pillar coming in glass with those colour-coded big chunky handles, like you'd see on the Polestar, its sister company. Then we come to the business end of it. You've got that swooping roof line. You've got that split spoiler in glass black as well with that shark fin aerial. Coming down along the back, you've got these beautiful LED lights, but do you know what? I've talked enough. I'm going to hand over to Blake, and he's going to talk about what's at the rear of the Volvo C40. Blake.
Now let's talk about boot space. So we've got a power tailgate. We like that. Oh, there we go. Actually, you kind of have to lift it up a little bit before it actually takes effect and lifts up. But anyway, we're talking about space here. We've got 419 litres of space, which isn't huge. Tesla Model Y is just over double that. Double, wow. But anyway, a little bit more space under there, kind of a false floor, get some charging cables, whatever you want. But one thing I really like now, and people love this, is the flat top just there. So you can sit out, watch the cricket match like we're doing over there at the moment. Nice, handy, great for getting luggage in and out as well. You just go straight in and out. So I really like that. 40-60 splits on the back. We got your ski hatch there as well, because we love going skiing in Ireland, don't we? Up the Wicklow Mountains every winter for that one day of snow that we get. But anyway, fold those seats down and you're out to about 1,200, just over 1,200 litres. So we like that. Power tailgate to close up. Let's go and have a look at the front. So you got to pop it from inside. Little catch just here. There we go, and it takes effect, and it'll kind of bring itself up and hold it there as well, which is nice. You don't have to fiddle around, you know, with all the older cars anyway. You got to get this little support and find a little hook to go in. You don't have to do that. I hear you like it. It's got a cover across the top, stop dust and stuff like that getting in, a little handle, and then we just lift it up, and we've got 31 litres in there. So grand for charging cables, things like that. We've got a fabric floor on it as well, which is interesting. Now I know some of them, you look at what Ford are doing, they've actually got drain holes, so you can throw in ice and throw your beers in and stuff like that. But this one's going for the old fabric floor as well. But yeah, it's great to have the little frunk. Close her down. Let's go for a spin. Say, Derek, I like the look of the inside here. I've seen two screens, really sharp, and I know we got Android built in as well, but tell me, you've had it for a few days now, tell me what you're seeing.
Yeah, nice. So in front of the driver, so the instrument cluster, as we would have traditionally called it, it's a screen now. It's a 12.3-inch screen. Left hand side is speed, right hand side is what mode you're in, drive, reverse, neutral, and in the middle you've the option of a full Google Maps integration or a very clean your next turn infographic. And you can show it on, hopefully you'll see it on the screen. So this is just an arrow and where you're turning off. So that's nice. Steering wheel is good as well, nice, big, chunky, and it has minimal buttons on it, but enough to get you by. Central infotainment screen is a 9-inch diagonal, and as you're saying, Blake, it is Android Automotive built in. It's not the mirroring of Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. So whether that's a good thing or not, I'm still deciding.
Yeah. It looks great, but I mean, I like the fact that it's built in. You don't have to plug in phones or anything like that. You can still use your Bluetooth if you want, but as you say, there's some apps that you want that you could use with Android Auto that you can't migrate onto this.
So there's definitely pros and cons.
Yeah.
You put in your destination in this, and it'll tell you what battery percentage you'll have left when you get to it, your destination, that's just showing that the system talking to the car and the car talking to the system. So definitely one to think about. Very Tesla-esque, because you're locked into it. You can't use your iPhone or you can't use your Android into it. But otherwise, fit and finish for your Volvo made but Chinese owned. And people talk about, oh, I never drive a Chinese car.
Yeah, well, here we go. Well, there's so many, even the German brands are made in China.
Correct.
Shipped over here. Same with Tesla as well. Harman Kardon system.
Dolby.
600 watt output or something like that. So we're not going to test that out because we respect our eardrums.
But definitely the quality, the fit, the finish, recycled materials, sustainable materials. Now it is a 2-ton.
It's I mean,
SUV.
recycling a few plastic bottles, well done, but this is still like a 2-ton SUV that's not particularly efficient.
There's a lot of carbon being used to manufacture it.
Yeah. But no, great feel inside. Let's just, while we're talking about the inside as well, talk about space. Not blown away by this.
Yeah, you jumped into it when I shot out to the shop there, and Blake and myself are two big tall fellas, 6'2", 188, 187 centimeters, and
when I set your seat to what was comfortable for me, I couldn't fit in the back. My knees were just touching the chair. Now that's not a huge issue. I could have asked you to move forward 2 inches, and it would have been okay. But also, my head touches the roof line, because that panoramic roof doesn't stretch all the way back. And my head is touching it, so I had to kind of crouch slightly, and that's nothing got to do with the seating position of the person in front. But how often are you going to have 5 people all 6'2" or above in the car? Probably
but it is a bit tight. And then talk about the interior space, and then we're talking about the boot space, and we talked about it when we're outside. Not blown away, not great, but you know what? It's adequate, and it's what we expect in this kind of form factor.
Yeah, 419 litres, 31 in the front. Okay, so we're up to around 450 in total. But the Model Y, because similar price range, a different target market, of course, but that's more than double, isn't it? Now
price range. Let's talk about price. So it is, for this all-wheel drive, you are talking nearly 70,000 euros in Ireland.
They say 68,950, but then delivery charge and all. Let's just call it 70,000 euros. That's a lot of money.
And now next year, 23, they're going to be bringing out the front wheel drive motor, and that's coming in at 58. So starting to get a bit more palatable, and that gap between this and a Tesla, because the Tesla Model Y is coming in at 73 base at the moment. So, that's nearly 15,000 euros. It's a lot of money, the difference. And this is premium, good range. What else are we talking about? So we've talked about tech.
Power as well.
Yeah.
This has a lot of it. We can't use it now, because we're on a very slow going road. 60
kilometers an hour.
But if we wanted, we could take it all the way up to 180 kilometers max speed. But this has got 2 separate motors, so it's proper all-wheel drive, one mounted front axle, one at the rear, both 150 kilowatts.
Correct. Horsepower?
So 404.
408 PS, like it's absolutely lit.
Isn't it? And how do you feel? Does it get the power down?
Yeah, absolutely. The traction is phenomenal, and just if you want the power, it's there. Do you need the power? Probably not. And that front wheel drive motor is going to be enough for everybody.
Yeah, which is cheaper and might have a bigger boot if they give some space.
Correct, back once they take out that rear motor. Yeah. So power phenomenal if you need it, and if that ticks your box.
Yeah. And how do you find the ride? Because I know that we spoke when we did the Model Y review. I found it absolutely fine, but you weren't fully happy with.
Yeah, I found it. I definitely found it harder and firmer. Whereas this is, I think it's weighted perfectly. It's not air suspension, but I think it is a very nice suspension setup on it. You don't feel the potholes, you don't feel the manhole covers. Whereas on the Tesla Model Y, I felt that you'd get jolted around the place.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, which is, I understand your criticism, but it didn't bother me, I suppose. Yeah, no, it feels great overall. Now, what about summary comments? Because we've been a little bit critical in some ways of space and maybe overpowered and stuff, but this is about finding the right buyer for this, isn't it?
Correct.
I'm never going to buy this car because I've got 2 young kids, buggies, all the rest. I need the space, the lovely materials. They're just going to mash bananas and cookies into that, and I just want a bit more space. So probably not for me, but for the right person, I think this is absolutely fantastic. Like the fit and finish, and the quality there, I think is excellent. So someone who's got Whether it's 65 grand or 72 grand, they don't really care. They have the money to go and buy it. This feels good, and it's got enough for them. They're not going to be driving to Kinsale and back every day.
No, the range isn't great, but as you said, listen, there's a lot of positives. It's well built, it looks great, it has that Volvo brand. People are going to buy it, and we've seen them on the US roads, we've seen them on European roads. It stands out because it is a full electric with that coupe roofline. Let us know in the comments what you think of the styling, whether you'd go for this or something like a BMW or an Audi or a Mercedes-Benz. We're on a drive to 1,000 subscribers, so if you can hit the subscribe button, we're looking to hit that before summertime and before we head away on our holidays.
Yeah, possibly a big road trip to coincide with that, but we'll be back to you with more details.
Bit of a road trip, but this has been EV Platform.
Thank you very much for watching.